Hello everyone, it's Cristiano here behind the picture. Just want to check if you can hear me. In case you are hearing me, thanks for coming. It's been a great Saturday today on this Excel Weekend 7. We are amazed with so many people, not only including the speakers, of course, they are great, but the audience is great too. Thanks. Can you hear? Okay, John Peltier, hearing you. Welcome. Great. I have to say that many of the speakers are writing in the chat, and we have seen some people that are not speakers of this edition, but they were from the other Excel weekend. And I have to say that many people that are writing in the chat could be speakers too, because talent they have, and we have really good people here. Okay, so now you are here. You came from the other video. Let's just start with Abiola. For the next people who watch, we can cut this part, of course, but I'm really happy to have you here. So Abiola David, the power of Lambda and LET functions. Enjoy this talk and thank you.
Hi, welcome to Excel Weekend Season 7, organized by Genexis and Excel Turbo. My name is Abiola David. I'm an Excel MVP from Lagos, Nigeria. In this presentation, I'm going to be talking on the power of let and lambda functions. The let function is currently available in M365 and Office 365 beta and current channels. Lambda function is as of today available in beta channel only. So let's dive into this presentation. Now we have two examples to look at. In this first example, we have this transaction data formatted as an Excel table. We have the table design contextual ribbon tab with meaningful descriptive table name. And we have records spanning to 1,000 records. Okay. Now, the goal is to create a report that's going to show the unique date, payment method, brand, and sales amount. And to do that, we're going to use combination of the let, the lambda functions, and some other functions like the sum ifs function. So let's get started. So I'm going to come to cell F2 equal sign let. The let function assigns calculation result to names that is useful for intermediate storing of calculations and values by defining names inside a formula. So the let function requires name one. So for that, I'm going to call my value, which I'm going to reuse again and again. So for the name value one, I'm going to throw in the sort and unique dynamic array function. So sort and then the unique. Now for the unique input value, the array, I want to get the entire three columns, that is date, payment method, and brand. And I close the unique comma. So for the sort index, I want to sort by date, payment method, and brand respectively. So I'm going to put in open curly brackets 1, comma 2, comma 3, and I close the curly brackets, and then I close the sort formula, and then we are back to the let comma. Now for the calculation, I actually want to return the 4 columns here, which is the date, payment method, brand, and sales amount. So to do that, I'm going to use the choose function to choose all these 4 columns. So let's deploy the choose lookup family function. So for the choose, I need the index number. Now for the index number, I want 4 columns. So I'm going to put in curly brackets 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. It's going to be all these 4 columns. So I close the curly brackets. and then comma. So for my value one, I'm going to recall my let name that I defined here, which I can reuse. So I'm going to say my value. This is going to govern for date column in column F, comma, and my value for the second time, which is going to govern payment method, and for the third time, I'm going to put in my value, which is going to govern for brand. Now, in the value for, I'm going to throw in the sum ifs function. So sum ifs. Now, the sum range is going to be our sales amount, comma, and the criteria range one is going to be our many side for the order date in column A, comma, and for the criteria one, I need to throw in the index function to give me my value. Then I want the entire row, so I'm going to put in 0, comma, and I want this column 1. I'm going to put in just 1, close the index, and comma. For the criteria range 2, let me just move this here. For the criteria range 2, I'm going to select the payment method on the many side, comma. For the criteria 2, again, index, I want my value to be the array, comma, 0 for the entire row. We can even skip that, and 2 to give me this payment method in column G. Now, close the index, comma, and finally for the criteria range 3, I'm going to select the many side for the brand, comma, and then we also need the index. And again, we want to return my value, comma, 0 and 3, which is going to be brand column in column H. So I close my index, close my sum ifs, close my choose, and finally close the let function. Control Enter. Absolutely cool. So we have all the results for each of these unique dates, first pay, payment method, brand, and sales amounts. So this is the total sales amount for this transaction occurred on the 1st of January 2020. First pay, payment method, and brand, fourth brand. Okay, so let's do control down arrow key, and we have how many records? Control shift up arrow key. We have okay, about 900 records. Now let's use this inside our powerful lambda function. So I'm going to just come here F2 to open the formula, Control A to select, Control C to copy, Escape. So let's just come here. Let's just get this one first. Control C, and we're going to paste here. And let's come back again. Control A to select, Control C, copy, escape, and then come right in here. So we need the lambda function. Now, the lambda function allows us to create a user-defined function which can be called within formulas. Okay, now I need to define my parameters. So I need 4 parameters to govern date, payment method, brand, and sales amount. So I'm going to just put in F, meaning fact date, F date, comma, F payment method, okay, payment method, comma, okay, method, comma, and F brand. Finally, I need the F sales amount. Okay, all right, so comma. So we have defined all the 4 parameters. Now I'm going to just paste what I copied. So I paste here, Control Shift U to expand the formula bar. Then I'm going to delete this equal sign, and then I need to pass in these parameters into these variables. Okay, so let's start from this section. For the sales amount here, I'm going to just replace that with F sales amount defined parameter. For the date, which is criteria range 1, I'm going to put in F date, and I select. And for the payment method, which is criteria range 2, F payment method. And finally, I want to replace this with F brand. Then we select, and that's all we need to do. So close the lambda function. Now, to recall this, in order not to get a calc error, I need to open parentheses, and I need to give these columns in the order that we specify based on the parameters. So I'm going to say, okay, give me the dates, comma, followed by the payment method, comma, followed by the brand, comma, and finally, okay, let's be sure, okay, this has to be comma. All right, and finally we want the sales amount. So I close and Control Enter. Absolutely cool. So our lambda formula is really working. So let me just get this and replace with short dates. All right, now let's go ahead and create our user defined function. So F2, Control A to select, Control C to copy, Escape. Now let's go to the Formulas tab ribbon and I click on Name Manager. Now I'm going to call this, click on New, I'm going to call this Genexis. Okay, and then I'm going to paste the formula here. Now carefully, let me just expand this. So I need to delete some section. So carefully, I'm going to delete what we used to record the formula in the worksheet. All right, so I click on OK, and then we have this custom function. Okay, so let's close. I'm going to delete this. Okay, delete. I'm going to delete this also. Let me just delete everything. And now let's try our custom function. So equal sign Genexis, and then open parentheses, give the date column, followed by the payment method column, followed by the brand, and finally the sales amount. Close parenthesis, control, enter. Absolutely cool. I love the lambda function. So everything is looking good. Now let's move to the second presentation. Now in the second presentation, we have almost similar dates. Now I want to create a cross-tabular report. Let's minimize our formula by Ctrl Shift U. Now I want to create payment method and also brand. Now let's quickly do that. Equal sign. I'm going to use sort unique, and I need unique payment method to be sorted in ascending order. Close, close, control, enter. Now for the brand, I need to put in the transpose so that it can be delivered in columns J, K, and L and M. Okay, so sort unique, and then we give the brand many side column. Close, 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 control, enter. Boom. Now let's do our calculation. Equal sign let. Now I need to also provide my name. So I'm going to say payment or PM for payment method, comma. So I want to select this value in cell I2, F2, F4 rather, 1, 2, 3, comma, and I need another one for name 2, and for name 2 I'm going to call down my brand. Okay, comma, and for the name value, I'm going to select the value inside J1, F4K, 1, 2, and that's all, comma. Now I need my calculations. I'm going to call this on my calc, and then comma, and I'm going to train the sum if function again, which I love so much. Now the sum is, I'm going to select the sales amount, comma, and I need a criteria range 1. Now the criteria range 1 is going to be the payment method here, comma, and I want to check, is it equal to the defined PM here? Okay, comma, and for the criteria range it's going to be brand, and comma, for the criteria 2 I want to check, is it equal to my brand? Okay, and that's all I need to do. Close parenthesis, and finally I'm going to just say sum my calc. Okay, this my name 3. So let me just say my calc, close parenthesis, close, delete, control, enter. Absolutely cool. Now let's just copy this and select the entire range and control V, and let's expand our columns. Absolutely cool. So we have meaningful cross tab report. Control Shift 4 to apply the currency specified in your regional settings, and let's apply. Okay, yeah, it's already. Let's get the decimals out. So this is a wonderful looking report. Now let's create our custom defined function again. All right, let me just borrow this to speed up things so that we don't waste much time. Control C. Let's paste here, and let's paste our payment method. Of course, we have the speed ranges working because we are working with dynamic array formulas. Now let's copy this F2 to open up the formula, Control A to select, Control C, and an escape. So come here, equal sign, lambda function. Now I need again how many parameters? I need just two. Okay, I need the payment method and the brand. So I'm going to say special, or let's just say SPM, comma, and S brand, so that we don't confuse ourselves, comma, Control V, Control Shift U to open the formula bar, and let's get rid of this equal sign, and then let's pass in these parameters. Okay, now this is going to govern for, I'm going to leave this and this. I'm just going to alter. Okay, I need one more. Okay, for the sales amount, so I'm going to call that one s sales amount. Okay, sales amount. All right, and comma. Now, so let's go ahead and pass in the parameters. So for the sales amount, I'm going to just grab that and replace that with M, not S. I actually use M sys amount. And then for the payment method, I need to replace that with the parameter, which is SPM. And finally, for the brand, I need to replace that with S brand. And that's all. Close the let formula. Let's get the formula to deliver the accurate result in this worksheet function. So for that, I'm going to just give, it's the three columns in the same order: payment method, the brand, and finally the sales amount. Close parenthesis, Control Enter. It's working. Control C, and let's select the entire range. Control V, Control Shift 4 to apply the currency. Absolutely cool. So this is working. Now let's create our second UDF, user defined function. I'm going to just copy all this. Control C, escape, formulas tab. Now name manager, new, and I'm going to call this Excel Turbo. Okay, Excel Turbo, and I'm going to paste the formula here. Control V. Now everything is looking good. Okay, and let's close our name manager dialog box and let's try it out. Okay, all right, so I'm going to just delete all this for a moment. Control Shift right down arrow key, delete, and let's try our Excel Turbo custom function equal sign Excel Turbo open parenthesis. We can even do it here. Now let's give payment method followed by the brand followed by the sales amount, close parenthesis, Control Enter. Absolutely cool. So we have our formula function working pretty fine. I love this. Control C again. We select the entire, cells. I think this should be it. Control V, and that's our formula. Control Shift U. So everything is looking absolutely cool. So we have created our user defined function that allows us to create something that is meaningful, readable, and easy to understand. So I believe strongly that you enjoyed this presentation. If you do, remember to watch other presentations by other speakers. Thank you and bye for now. Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Cristiano here about a question. Can we have a spreadsheet? I see here a comment. Yes, the workbook. John Peltier is asking here. Yes, Abiola Devi send a workbook. Check the description during the week after Sunday, Monday in case, then you will have the link for the workbook. Some other speakers are sending material too, so that everyone can download and check the content. We have workbook from Alan Murray, for example, the previous talk. We have one file here. We have from Abiola David and other guys. Great question, great question. And for the Portuguese speakers, para aqueles que falam português, amanhã eu estarei com uma palestra de Lambda também, apesar de que depois dessa palestra do Abiola Davi, eu vou ter que rever os meus conceitos, né? A régua fica cada vez mais alta. Muito bom, muito obrigado a todos. Thank you for watching. We have a couple of minutes, so it's that time, the opportunity to make a tweet, a post on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, post your print screen, your screenshot. Don't forget to use the hashtag Excel Weekend and the hashtag EW7. Obrigado, Trovato, grande Wellington, muito obrigado. Outstanding, great presentation. Grande apresentação, muito obrigado, Mr. Abiola Davi, por compartilhar seu conhecimento conosco. Muito obrigado. Sara Tanahashi, parabéns pelo Excel Weekend 7. Eu já estou misturando aqui os idiomas, olha, gente. Cristiano, sempre com a gente. Legal, vai fazer experimentos, é isso aí. Um dia que não quero nem parar para almoçar. Não, aqui e ali já me deu até um novo fone Bluetooth aqui, para que eu possa me locomover um pouco mais. Estou no início dessa régua, muito espetacular essa do Abiola Davi. Sim, Abiola David, desculpa, Abiola David. Obrigado, gente. Encerrando aqui o vídeo, então. 3 minutinhos para vocês fazerem aquele post bacana. Sempre tem no final do Excel Weekend alguém que não conhecia o EW e essas pessoas ficam muito tristes quando descobrem no final que existiu o EW. Então, aproveitem esse pequeno intervalozinho de 2 minutos que nós temos antes de pular para o próximo vídeo para fazer um post rapidinho lá naquele grupo que vocês participam, do WhatsApp, do Telegram, do Facebook, do LinkedIn, do grupo da família. Avisa lá para que as pessoas possam estar com a gente também. A próxima palestra é da Célia Alves, do Canadá. Ela vai falar sobre linguagem M. A Célia, ela vai fazer essa em inglês, mas eu tenho certeza de que a interação vai ser altíssima também com o chat, tá bom? Encontrem o link da palestra da Célia Alves na descrição. Find the link for the next talk from Celia Alves inside the description. And yes, don't forget to like the video. We have 80 people here now, and the like has to match. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.